sends a message to others about who we are. That means if your writing has a clear objective, your reader will consider you or your organization to be someone who is focused on action. And let's remember that often we may only have written contact with our audience. We may never have met them. So a clear objective tells them that we are focused on action. If the writing is well organized, it says that we ourselves are able to organize our thoughts and our actions. And if the writing is concise, that means the right amount of information to support the objective. And if it's written clearly, what does that tell others about who we are? Clear and concise writing says that we're efficient. Obviously, if it takes you 50 words to say something when you only need 20, well, maybe you're going to need $50,000 for your project, but you could do it with 20,000. So it tells our audience that we're efficient. Our choice of language, by using easy to understand, clear, commonly used words, and not using unnecessary terminology, shows that we are transparent, that we want to be understood. And if our style keeps our readers' interest, keeps them alert and engaged, it shows that we are approachable. And if we're accurate, the grammar, the spelling, the punctuation, if they're all in order, it shows that we are paying attention to detail. So our writing can tell others that we are action-focused, organized, efficient, transparent, approachable, and have attention to detail. That's a great message to send. But if your writing is all over the place, the objective comes at the end, it takes a long time to get to the point using long phrases and too much information and unnecessary, unclear language, and it's dull and old-fashioned and it's full of errors, what does that say to readers about you? That you don't know what you're doing, you're all over the place, you're indirect, you're not trying to be transparent, you're old-fashioned, and you're careless on top. We're going to illustrate that with an exercise. In this task, I'm going to ask you to look at the printout, the handouts, and you're going to see two pieces of writing. One is called Corruption in Cameroon, example A, and example B has the title Protecting Children Through Birth Registration in Rural Nepal. Your task is not a comprehension task. I'm not going to be asking you questions afterwards, and I don't want you to read either of them more than once, because a busy reader should only need to read whatever you write just one time. So read through each. Read through Corruption in Cameroon, and then look at the different aspects, and then look at birth registration in Nepal and do the same. And what you're looking for is, does that writing have a clear objective? Yes, no, or marks out of 10, or any thoughts about that? Do you feel that it's well organized? Was it clear, brief, and concise? Was the language easy to understand and appropriate? Was the style interesting? Would you like to read more? And did you notice any errors or not? And then do the same for the second one. So what you need to do is to open that document, pause the video, and in a few moments we'll look at those together and discuss. Overall then, out of the two, which one did you like best? Cameroon or Nepal? Most people would say the second one, and we'll see why in just a moment. A few people say the first one. That often indicates that they're used to seeing very dense, complex writing. And if you did say that the first one was better, corruption in Cameroon, keep your mind open as we work through this course, and you may change your mind as time goes by. And for those who preferred the second, let's find out why that may be the better text. So here we have it, corruption in Cameroon. First question is, where's the objective? Doesn't seem to be here anywhere in this paragraph. And oh, that is a long paragraph anyway. That can cause enormous problems for readers. I will tell you now, never have a paragraph deeper than it is wide. Nobody wants to read that. The actual text is just 3 paragraphs, and the objective, it's a project description. The objective is actually here, hidden away in the middle of the second paragraph. That's not great. So organization isn't wonderful. This is okay here. This is nice. This is a section on background. That's fine. But the organization, it would be great if we could take that and put that here. Just moving this sentence actually makes it a lot easier to follow. So now we do have the objective, but look what we have here. How many words in that sentence? 33 words in that sentence. I'll tell you in advance now that the average sentence length should be 15 to 18 words. And there is a principle that the more important the thing we have to say is, the shorter the sentence, i.e., big ideas go in short sentences. For example, the project, there's a lot wrong with this sentence actually. The project is trying to empower. Can we edit that one moment? How about will empower citizens to fight against corruption? We can take this word out. Here's our message. Oh, to actively fight. Have you done any passive fighting lately? We can take that out. And you know what? It's so important. Let it stand on its own. This will create a tool for the victims of corruption to open court cases against corrupt officials. Before we look at the last bit, to open court cases against corrupt officials. Well, would you open a court case against innocent officials? Maybe unnecessary. Maybe not. We're just playing with ideas here. Let's leave it there. Setting a precedence, creating deterrence. Remember what we said about abstract ideas, the ladder of abstraction. A precedence, that's an abstract idea. Deterrence. What does it mean, setting a precedence? Okay, it's a legal term. So let's leave that, which will deter others in the future. So we see we have some background, we have the main message, which is hidden, which was hidden in a long sentence in the middle of a very long paragraph. We have a lot of repeated words. It's kind of hard reading. There's a lot of abstract ideas, long words. It's a little bit dull reading, and overall I wouldn't like to read a longer document. This was quite tiring. So various reasons why this is not great. Let's look at number 2. Notice that the subject title is very, very clear. The structure, we have problem analysis. That's what we're reading here, the problem analysis of a project proposal. And it starts with the core problem. Let's highlight that. And then we've got supporting information. And then it goes on, it tells us what's coming next, poses many problems. This is what we call a topic sentence or a guiding topic sentence. And we'll see those in organizing ideas. And here we have 1, 2, and 3. And then we discuss them. 1, 2, 3. Next we have the causes. 1, 2, 3. The rule of 3, that's great. 1, 2, 3. So we see a good flow and structure here. It goes on a little bit longer. It starts to go into less important or more details. And I do like the way that it links directly into the target group. And what's going to follow this obviously is going to be the project description. So the organization is good, the objective is clear from here and from here. And if we look at the sentences, they are shorter. And there seems to be less complex language. Here we have, for example, 5 sentences, 82 words. That's about 18 words per sentence. That's good level of clarity. Language is easy to follow. Overall, it makes the style quite interesting. There could be a few more things to make it more interesting, and pretty much it's correct. So those are the reasons why I would recommend number 2 as being a better example of professional writing than the first. Take a look at your own writing, something you've written recently before, and evaluate that too. Look at your own writing and ask yourself, does the objective come through clearly and quickly? Is it well organized? Can the reader easily follow your argument? Is it concise? Is it clear? What about the language? Are you trying to show off your language knowledge, or are you trying to let your ideas show themselves? And do you think it's interesting? And is it correct? So evaluate your own writing.